Hey guys, I know it's been a long time since I've uploaded anything to my personal channel, but given to what this is about, I figure this would be the best place for it. A while back, a site called WhatCulture stated that they were hiring for voiceovers, video editors, stuff like that. And since doing voiceovers has become a passion of mine over the past year, and I've always enjoyed making all kinds of different videos for YouTube, I figured I'd give it a shot. Now what you have to do is you go to their page and you click on a sample top 10 article that they posted. And you have to make as entertaining of a voiceover as possible, and you have to make it in under 10 minutes. So I did that, and then you're supposed to upload it to this website. There's pros and cons about this website. The one pro is that it lets you know as soon as the video is downloaded. Of course, it only keeps it up for a week. So I'm constantly having to re-upload it week after week after week. So what I've been doing is I've been sending my cover letter into them, and I've been including that link in, which is supposed to just send directly to them, and I've never gotten any sort of response that they've actually downloaded, which is why I keep on uploading it to there and keep on sending it to them in hopes that someday they'll download it. Now, what I also said a while back about these auditions was, depending on what happens, maybe I would share it with you guys, and since it's pretty clear that they haven't seen the download and they probably aren't going to see it, I figured it wouldn't do too much harm to upload on here to sort of gauge what you guys think about it. Do I have a good speaking voice? Is it entertaining enough for you guys? Now, in the description, I have the sample top 10 article that they posted, so you can sort of follow along with what I'm doing. And I also have a sample video from them, a sample top 10 video, so you can sort of get a rough idea of how it's supposed to sound like. And since it's only a voiceover, there's not going to be any music that they use, there's not going to be any pictures. It's just going to cut from this to all black, but with my voice in the background. Is it good for videos? Is it entertaining for videos? So that's basically what I'm asking you guys to do for me. Now, if this gets enough likes, maybe they'll see it. I'm not really counting on that because, you know, YouTube is really odd with how that works. And also, tomorrow I'll be uploading the wrestling portion because they have a wrestling WhatCulture YouTube page as well. So I'll be uploading that tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. Please listen all the way through. I promise, it's good. Like, I'm normally, like, iffy about some of the things I do, but kind of just put it online anyway. But I was really proud about how it came out, and I really want you guys to hear it. I really want you guys to enjoy it. So with that being said, here is the voiceover. On rare occasions, I will go and see movies just based on great directors of films that I've thoroughly enjoyed in the past, whether it be how fun their movies are or because how many of those statues they continuously win. But imagine, you meet your friends at the movie theater. Of course, there's that one guy who doesn't like to get there early, and you're stuck waiting for him while he's taking his sweet time getting there. His reasoning? It's just gonna be previews for a while anyway. What does it matter? Of course it matters! Maybe I want to see the previews. You ever think about that? Maybe it's something good I want to see that's coming out. Anyway, you go in expecting great things, but you end up getting is a lot of time and money wasted, and you suffer all that aggravation for nothing. Why, Mr. Director? Why would you do that to me? I trusted you. You've done so good for me in the past, and that's why this list exists. I'm Dan from WhatCulture.com, and here are 10 bad films by great directors. Number 10. David Fincher's Fight Club. I thought we weren't supposed to talk about Fight Club. Well, I guess it's on this list that I have to do it just this once. David Fincher is director of great films like Zodiac, The Social Network, and The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Yes, that movie is great, and I will fight anyone who says otherwise. See what I did there? It's not popular opinion, but despite the great cast, it gets overshadowed by how insanely macho it is that it becomes all you remember about the film. It starts off great, but what follows is so much violence, it takes away from what's actually going on, that all you end up remembering is how ripped Brad Pitt looks. Great. Now I'm remembering it. Hold on, I need a moment. Number 9. The Coen Brothers, The Lady Killers. This is a remake of the 1955 film, and when it comes to remakes, they are so hard to do with how often they're constantly going to be compared to the original. People, especially in the world we live in, will always look for ways to rip apart remakes or constantly tell you how much it ruined their childhood, regardless of how impossible that is. With this movie, however, it's warranted, with its lack of subtlety and how desperate it is in making you laugh. I mean, seriously, how do you go wrong when you have a guy as great of an actor as Tom Hanks in your movie? Seriously, this man nails every character he plays. This one, not so much. And that makes me sad. So much so that I wish this movie didn't exist. Like I'm sure the Coens wish they didn't take over this film from Barry Sonnenfeld after he backed out. Dick move, Barry. Dick move. Number 8. James Cameron's Avatar. Honestly, I never understood the hype of this one. It was such a big deal when it came out with how they utilized this 3D technology. But if you really look at it, really look at it, it doesn't have much else going for it. It essentially destroys the meaning of the story of Pocahontas while throwing a young couple in your face that do nothing to show you the seriousness of their relationship. Take a look at Titanic. Its story wasn't great, but the spectacle of it truly made me feel like I was the king of the world. Or was it like a French girl? I can't remember which. Please, James, make me feel that way again. Take me to the stars. Okay, that was a little weird. Number 7. Francis Ford Coppola's Jack. There was a time where this man could do no wrong. He directed The Godfather, The Conversation, The Godfather Part 2, and Apocalypse Now consecutively. Some directors don't create that many masterpieces in their lifetime, let alone in a row. Unfortunately, that's where he peaked, and with Jack, it never got any lower. It really makes my head hurt how a guy that could create such iconic films and moments creating Robin Williams' worst film. I just don't want to do it anymore. Number 6. Martin Scorsese's The Wolf of Wall Street. This is another one of those movies where you have certain moments in the film that overtake the story. On paper, the premise was great, and you have a guy like Leonardo DiCaprio who always delivers and deserves more awards than he has, but what you end up seeing is a man coked up out of his mind throughout, with all sorts of insane parties and so much sex, it makes me forget that I'm actually watching a movie. Turns out it wasn't the type I was expecting. It also doesn't help that the character isn't really punished for what he does, and is glorified even further by the fact that Jordan Belfort himself, the one that Leo plays, appears in the film. It's basically saying, do what you want, everything will be alright. I have 3 words for that, all of which happen to be the same. Shame, shame, shame. Number 5. Roman Polanski's Pirates. Giving a director who was not ready for a big budget action film is like giving a child keys to the car. It might be fun at first, but you will end up crashing and dying a fiery death. His career wasn't over per se, but he would never be allowed to get his hands on this type of movie again. And maybe that's a good thing. He did come out with a penis after all. Number 4. Oliver Stone's The Doors. With the man who directed such films as JFK, Nixon, and Born on the 4th of July, it's hard to believe that Oliver could make something about the Doors frontman Jim Morrison as disappointing as it was. Granted, it wasn't a bad movie with Val Kilmer's amazing performance, but when it goes up in the same year as JFK, it's gonna fall short. It's the one time where being that damn good is a curse, never allowing him to break on through to the other side. Yeah, I said it. Number 3. Michael Mann's Miami Vice. Man, this film is so good to look at. Look how good it looks. It's so visually stimulating. Why can't I continue to talk about that? It's the only thing it has going for it. When you have a movie where the 2 main stars genuinely do not like each other, that's gonna take away from the enjoyment of the film. And, to be honest, I like feeling joy. Why do you want to take that away from me, Michael? Why do you want to hurt me? Why do you want to make me cry? Number 2. Ang Lee's Hulk. With the long streak Marvel has been on with one fantastic film after another, it's hard to believe that they have misfired in the past. And this was one of those misfires. Its biggest flaw really is that the movie tries a little too hard. Kudos to Lee for trying something different, but this movie just falls flat. And I don't like my comic book movies falling flat. That makes me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. Well, not angry, maybe a little annoyed. Yeah, we'll go with that. And number 1, Quentin Tarantino's Death Proof. I really love Pulp Fiction. It really is one of the best films ever created, and I truly enjoy it the more and more I see it. Unfortunately, the more I see this, the more I wish I didn't. All this film has going for it is this brilliantly staged head-on collision. It's actually a great metaphor for this film and how you end up feeling after you see it. It's just bad times, really. Sounds like a good time for me to watch Pulp Fiction and try to forget this ever existed. Maybe recite a Bible verse or two. Try to remember what Marcellus Wallace looks like. And I do know what he doesn't look like. And did we miss any out? Tell us about it in the comments below, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter @DanisMakata. I'm Dan from WhatCulture.com, and I'll talk to you soon.